Quick leg. Not a glove.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of LE Live. I'm your host Trent Allen, and you might be wondering why we are wearing white gloves. Well, I can assure you this is not a mime show, this is a live travel show brought to you by Luxury Escapes. And to help me do that, we're going to bring in my colleagues and a very special guest, Tom McMenemy, welcome.
Hey Trent.
Sonia, welcome.
Hi.
And Sarah Harrison from Little Miss Melbourne.
Hello.
Now, Sarah, would you like to tell our viewers a little bit about what Little Miss Melbourne is and what your blog is?
Yeah, sure. So Little Miss Melbourne is lifestyle and travel, but it's really about city life and visiting other cities as well. I'm not very domesticated, so I'm out all the time, love visiting hotels, and that's what I write about and that's what I share through my profile.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we've got a very exciting episode. We're going to be talking about St. Regis Singapore and W Sentosa. Now, Tom, can you please tell us why we are wearing these gloves?
I will do, yes. As you mentioned, we're bringing you guys an exclusive, something that you would have never seen in the marketplace before, and that's a very special offer for Singapore, which combines the St. Regis Singapore and also the W at Sentosa Cove. So the white gloves is at the St. Regis, you get your own butler. So from unpacking your suitcase to cleaning your shoes, whatever you need to do, you've got your butler there on hand.
So you're saying that when you check in, you go to your room and then they will unpack your suitcase?
They will.
Your own vegetables, everything.
You name it,
Right.
they'll unpack it. And once more, when you check out, they'll also repack your suitcase.
Now, Sarah, you've just come back from there as well.
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, loved it. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And you've stayed there as well, Tom?
I have, yeah. So I stayed at the
I think we should join the
the
boys.
St. Regis about
They're gonna be massive
2
on
years
me.
ago, and yeah, I was blown away. We get to travel a lot for work and stay in some beautiful hotels, but yeah, the St. Regis was quite a special experience. So in the bedroom there, you've got a chandelier above the bed. The bathroom is marble throughout, and just a real special place.
Great. I mean, the St. Regis is just a worldwide luxurious lifestyle brand, and yeah, coming soon to Luxury Escapes. It will be live tomorrow, so make sure you check that out for all of our members out there. We'd also love to hear from you, so feel free to comment. Show us where you are. You might be in a Luxury Escapes at the moment. You could be in the Maldives sipping cocktails. You might even be in Singapore at the moment. Now, Sonia, why have we got Bloody Marys in front of us?
Well, that's a great question, Trent. So Bloody Marys are actually my favourite post-drinking night drink. So like great hangover
morning
drink.
drink.
Morning drink, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Also, the trick is to actually have one the night before you go to bed to actually assist the hangover the next morning. But the St. Regis is actually where the Bloody Mary was invented.
In New York?
In New York, yep, by a barman called Fernando. And he decided that the mix of the tomato juice and the vodka was a great hair of the dog experience. So he put them together and kind of added a bit of salt and pepper and some Tabasco sauce and just created this amazing drink, which we all know now around the world. And the exciting thing is that because it was invented at the St. Regis, they now have a signature Bloody Mary for each hotel that's opened around the world that's specific for that particular destination. I'm actually going to take these gloves off because they're a little bit silly.
They're also massive on
They're also really restrictive.
So I'm sold on the Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Tom, you've still got yours on. Would you mind? The girls, you like it extra spicy, I think.
Definitely extra
Spicy,
spicy.
please.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So Sonia, so you're saying that there's a Bloody Mary from the St. Regis all around the world, a different variation of it. So
Absolutely.
What's Singapore's version?
Well, Tom, you were just there recently. So
the Singapore version, obviously being in Asia, is quite a spicy number. So included in the package is cocktails every night. So you can go down to the bar there at the St. Regis and have your Bloody Mary or whatever cocktail it is that you would like of a night. But I feel we're talking a lot about the St. Regis. The package is St. Regis is one part, and then we've also got the W Sentosa Cove. So we featured the W Koh Samui recently. Our members loved it, and now we're bringing you the W in Sentosa. So St. Regis is in the city, so lots of people are going to Singapore. They want to go to the city, but then they'll also want to go and check out what is the beach area of Singapore essentially. So you go over to Sentosa, where you've got 4 nights at the W. So it's a 7-night holiday, 3 nights in the city, 4 nights at the beach or the marina, and pretty much it's Singapore as you've never seen it before. So long
3
time
nights
coming.
in Singapore and 4 nights in Sentosa. And how much is all this for, Tom?
Yeah, so coming to our members for $1,400 or $1,500 per person, and it will be live at some point tomorrow. So it's an exclusive. We've never seen the St. Regis before, and we're all really excited to bring it to you.
And the great thing about the W Sentosa is that it's almost like a world in its own. Once you get there, it's so luxurious and so resort-like that you really don't have to leave. Like, they've got a whole bunch of restaurants and bars, and there's a really good vibe about it. So you could almost just do all your shopping and your city stuff while you're at the St Regis, and then just literally go and flop and drop at the W Sentosa.
You're
And
absolutely
it's
right.
fun. It's
It's
so much fun.
Yeah. It's typical of the W brand, isn't
It
it?
is. It's, I mean, I know you're a big fan of the W,
I am,
whether it's Bali, whether it's New York, wherever it is. It's a sexy hotel. It's a great place to go and stay.
Hotel.
It definitely is a
really
lifestyle
is,
hotel.
yeah.
We've got a question from some of our audience members out there. Craig asked, can these deals be accessed while living in New Zealand? Well, Craig, of course they can. So if you're having troubles, feel free to contact our call centre. We'll be sure to help you out. But of course, you can access them in Australia and New Zealand.
And pretty much around the world. So we've got our website is available to our members all over the world. So if you've got any issues with actually registering, logging into the website in your country, just email us and our customer support team can get back to you with details on how to access that.
Great. Now, Sarah, I'd love to talk about Little Miss Melbourne a little bit more. So while you are over there too, so you've got how many followers do you have on your Instagram? Quite a lot?
On Instagram, it's about 13,000, and collectively,
Only 13,000.
yeah, it's organic, you know, and
Trent's going to try and beat that tomorrow.
I believe in organic following, so that's why it's modest, I guess. But I love doing it, and I love sharing good experiences, and so that's why when I travel to places and I work with Lottery Escapes, it's great to share those experiences with my followers as well.
Outstanding. So how many years has it been in operation? How many?
So I've been doing that for 6 years. I moved into the heart of Melbourne, CBD, and very seldom leave at all to go to the burbs, like South Melbourne. And
so you consider this the burbs?
Yeah, pretty much. I Ubered out here. And so, but I love going to visit other cities as well. So Singapore was just incredible, though. I was so impressed with that city. It is very livable.
It was your first time to Singapore, right?
It was, yeah, it was. I was visiting a friend as well over there.
Yeah.
And what a great place. So warm, like great for this time of year.
It is, and it's so accessible as well. So there's 35 flights a day from Australia to Singapore. So, you know, I was speaking to an event we held with our Platinum members last week, and this couple were going to Singapore, and we're going for 2 weeks. And it's not, I think, the attitude of Singapore just being a stopover on the way to Europe or to go to somewhere in Thailand or somewhere else in Asia. Yeah. People are going there for a week-long holiday.
Boys to do this.
Yes.
Where's
the Butler?
Now that's why you go to St Regis Singapore for Butler.
Celery?
It does make you Bloody Mary.
No, I think I'll pass on celery.
Sorry?
I think I'll pass.
And so while you were over there, did you do anything like the locals? Did you just do the touristy things, or did you?
I had chicken and rice.
Okay,
so it was delicious. And just just sort of floated around Singapore for a while and visited a lot of the bars. So many great little hidden bars that are popping up. Is it 28 Hong Kong Street, which was fantastic. Went and visited Cure Restaurant, which was great food. So, yeah, in terms of that lifestyle there, they've really got it nailed. Yeah, and just sort of buzzed around the city, you know.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And you were saying earlier that your whole Little Miss Melbourne came about because you had friends in Perth who were following your sort of every move while you're in Melbourne, and you kind of expanded on that.
Exactly. So rather than just telling my Facebook mates what I was up to, it was that's how I decided to start the blog, basically, and share with everyone else. And they seem to enjoy it. And if I can share that experience with people and they can get something out of it, then that's a great thing for me.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you very much. I made a bit of a mess there from the Bloody Mary. Apologies. So we've got some really great offers that we'd love to talk to you from around the globe. So I just wanted to thank Sarah. Thank you very much for coming. From Little
Thank
Miss
you for
Melbourne.
having me.
Fantastic. I hope you enjoy the Bloody Mary, and be sure
I
to
will.
see you next
I'm going to
time.
take it with me. Can I do that?
Next Luxury Escape you're on, feel free to follow Little Miss Melbourne.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Sarah.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Now,
Watch out for that Bloody Mary.
Oh.
That I spilled.
I definitely
so we'll move on to Bannisters, I think, is our next hotel that we're wanting to talk
we've got
about.
some hot offers from around Australia at the moment, and this is one of our Sydney members' favourite deals of the year. We're talking about Bannisters down in Mollymook, so about a 3.5-hour drive from Sydney. And Mollymook is just one of those very cool, trendy beaches that is certainly an up-and-comer, but also a bit of a secret favourite from the New South Welshmen out there. Now, with Bannisters, it's a beautiful, beautiful property. featuring a pool that kind of overhangs from the lobby. So when you walk up into the lobby, you just look up and go, get me to my room, check me in, because I'm going straight to that pool. So we've got 2 nights at Bannisters for $399 for 2 people. Now, if you want something a little bit more luxe, we do have upgrade options to a penthouse there. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. But certainly a beautiful, beautiful part of the world.
I actually stayed there for just before New Year's. Actually, I was fortunate enough to stay at Bannisters, and it's a really cool little. You actually forget just how nice the beaches are in that part of New South Wales, and they've got a really cool bar, and they've got a DJ playing tunes, and it's quite a relaxed feel, and kind of a really nice restaurant area, and a really cool chef there actually is sort of tampering with Australian ingredients, and it's actually a really cool local place to hang out, and it's full of New South Welshmen.
What I like about it is this hotel has a vibe about it. So there's a beautiful rooftop area that you have. We've included breakfast for 2 there as well, a little French breakfast. We've got, you can also have some cocktails up there. It's just something that you can go up, enjoy the sunshine, get a beach chair and just sit there, get a tan, and then just, it's just one of those cool vibe. There's music playing, there's people having fun, there's people in the pool, but certainly one to look out for. And you've got to be quick because Sydney-siders are absolutely loving it, and all around Australia, so be sure to get in quick.
Excellent. Now, I'm actually going to move on to something a little bit further afield,
exotic.
outside of Australia. I was going to say a little bit more exotic, but Bannisters could be exotic, to internationals. Yeah, definitely. So we're going to move into India, and we've got an amazing
subcontinent.
Yes, subcontinent. An amazing tour of India, which basically makes you feel a little bit royal family-like for 11 days, and it takes in all the highlights of India, all the sites that you want to see. So Delhi, Agra, the Taj Mahal, which is one of the most romantic and beautiful places in the world. Rajasthan, in its element, really, you get to experience it in 5-star luxury, small group. And it's actually on the site for another week, so really selling out. All of our departure dates are really selling out quite quickly, so get onto that. It's again small groups, so 16 people max. Really nice way to see quite an exotic destination, definitely.
Our viewers from last week would have seen that we're trying to educate everyone on not calling it a bucket list, but more of a lifestyle list. And certainly India, for me, is a lifestyle list, and what better way to do it than with a tour that knows where you're going, can navigate the way through the hustle and bustle and the giant crowd through India too. So, and again, Sonia, is this one for couples, and can you go as a single, or is it...
Anybody can travel on these, Trent, so as long as you're an adult, so over 18. So over 18, basically our tours cater for couples, friends, solo travellers, anybody who's looking for a great experience with travelling with like-minded people. And India definitely is one of those destinations that, while it's well known to the Australian market, it's also a little bit sort of, you take it with a bit of caution because you're not sure what you're going to expect when you get there. So travelling with a local actually makes that a lot easier to do.
What's the price point?
$3,499 per person, and that basically includes 5-star hotels all along. So you've got really beautiful imperial palaces to modern sort of 5-star hotels to actually a beautiful lodge in Ranthambore National Park, which means that you can go out and do safaris during the day. So it's a really nice mix. A lot of your food, all your touring, sightseeing, transportation. It's just pretty much an all-inclusive.
That's another thing that we get asked a little bit. How much free time do you have in these sort of tours?
So when we put the tours together, we look at ticking off all the boxes that are kind of like the must-do sites, but then we also understand that people want to go off and explore on their own. So we add enough in there to make it interesting, with enough time for you to be able to go out and discover your own things and really find those little hidden gems that you want to discover on your own.
So, we also have another special guest we'd like to bring to the beach set. We're bringing Cameron here from Celebrity Cruises. Please welcome Cameron.
Cameron, welcome.
Watch out for that Bloody Mary.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Cameron.
Hey,
welcome.
how you doing?
Welcome, welcome. It's your first show, so
yes,
very big welcome. So, Cameron, would you like to tell us a little bit about Celebrity Cruises and what we've got on Luxury Escapes?
Sure. So Celebrity Cruises is a premium cruise brand. We have the beautiful Celebrity Solstice in Australia, and she comes down into our region over the summer season.
All cruises are Jeeves, right? That's
yeah, they're beautiful ladies. Well, some of them more beautiful than others. But Solstice, when she first came to Australia about 6 years ago, she was actually the newest ship we'd ever seen in this region before. So we certainly were bringing something different, a bit more luxurious, great for people who love good food and wine as well.
So it's a bit of a food and wine cruise.
Absolutely, yeah. So we really want you to come off the cruise at the end feeling absolutely rejuvenated and relaxed. We have the Canyon Ranch Spa Club, which you might have heard. It's a famous international spa. So we partner with them, and they have a massive spa on board, so you can have your massages and your facials.
It sounds amazing, because there might be some preconceptions about that with cruises, that those ones that are all inclusive, and you've got 3,500 people deep into the buffet, but this one sounds like it's a bit more tailored.
It is more tailored. It's a more premium experience. It's definitely for those that like the finer things in life. We have a lot more space on board for our passengers, and you've pretty much got one crew member per every 2 passengers on board.
Wow. And how many passengers do you have on board?
If you're looking at twin share, so 2 in a cabin, about 2,850.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have kids clubs as well, so if we do have any kids on board, they're entertained by our kids club staff on board.
And in terms of the food and the wine aspect, and that's one of your focuses, obviously Trent just mentioned buffets, but cruising's kind of moved away from that whole buffet scene.
I think it's evolved a lot. Some of the restaurants on board, we have some specialty restaurants. There's one, for example, called Murano. It's French European inspired cuisine, and it's easily some of the best cuisine you can experience, whether you're on a ship or on land. So I think people's perception of cruising is changing a lot, and not every big white ship is the same as the next. They're all very different. Yeah.
And in terms of the destinations that you're that you're using or that you're travelling to at the moment,
absolutely.
What do you have with us?
In terms of out of Australia, we do cruise to New Zealand, we cruise to the South Pacific as well, but we are a global company, so we kind of cruise all over the world. We generally follow the warm weather.
Okay.
So when it's winter in Australia, it's pretty nice. So when it gets a bit colder in the winter in Australia, we'll send the ship somewhere else.
It's funny because Sonia's been following the warm weather too. Just came back from a weekend in Fiji to celebrate her birthday. Is that
weekend
okay,
in Fiji.
Yes,
We could visit Fiji actually.
Thank you. Yeah. Just a little getaway from the cold.
Now, Cameron, we do have a campaign live on Luxury Escapes at the moment. I believe it's the South Pacific cruise.
Correct. So this is actually with our sister brand, which is Royal Caribbean. Or Caribbean, depending on how you want to say it.
So what is the right pronunciation of that?
You can say it however you want. Okay. Some people say Caribbean, some people say Caribbean.
Is one an American term and one an English term?
I actually find in America they say both as well.
Yeah. Okay.
People probably perceive that Caribbean is more American, but it depends where you're from.
Okay.
So either or is fine.
Okay.
I say Caribbean, but whatever you want to say.
So what countries is this one going to?
This particular ship is going to Vanuatu in New Caledonia. It's on a stunning ship called Voyager of the Seas. It's actually one of the largest ships that we have in Australia, and one of the largest ships in the world, actually.
And departing from Sydney?
Departing from Sydney, Okay, but what's exciting about this ship is it has these amazing facilities. So there's an ice skating rink on board. You can go and see shows.
An ice skating rink?
Ice skating rink.
Wait, so I'm going to sail through the South Pacific and I can also go ice skating?
Correct. You can go ice skating and then you can see shows on the ice rink at night time.
So you can chase the sun and the snow. Okay.
And we have a flow rider surf simulator at the back. So you might have seen those before with the high-speed water. And that's all included. There's rock climbing walls, there's a sports court. It's very fun and kind of family-friendly.
So for all those people out there that have always kind of looked at cruising as like an old people's thing to do, or that's not my thing, I don't want to be stuck on a boat with people.
Definitely not Royal Caribbean.
Okay, so if you had 3 things to say to them, this is why you should cruise, what would you say?
Okay, firstly the activities. With Royal Caribbean you get these amazing adventure activities and they're all included in the cost of your fare. If you do have kids, it's fantastic for families because the kids can go to the kids club and parents can go to a bar, have a drink, just chill by the pool. So everyone gets time apart, but then they obviously get time together as well. And the value. If you added up all the things that are included, the shows, the entertainment, the activities, and if you paid for all that on land, you would not be paying anywhere. You'd be paying a lot more than what you do on a cruise ship.
And speaking of value, how much are we?
For a 9-night cruise, for an interior cabin, it's $899 per person twin share.
For 9 nights.
It's $100
It's
a day.
$100 a day with all of what you just
All
said.
that amazing, all the activities. You can go and see the ice rink shows. It's incredible value, and there's a lot of restaurants that are included in that fare as well.
That's almost for free.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. We're kind of paying you to go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you can obviously, it's the start of December, 3rd of December, and it's cruising out of Sydney, which is one of the most spectacular ports in the world, cruising past the Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Opera House as well.
And so is it a loop? It comes back into
Yeah,
Sydney
it comes
as well?
back to Sydney.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
And again, when
Wonderful.
you port at each country, there's a
Yeah.
little bit of time for people to get off.
Yeah, so usually you jump off in the morning about 8 or 9 o'clock. For example, some of these beautiful tropical islands, you get off, you spend the day at the beach, and then you'll jump back on the ship about 4, 5, 6. Go back to your stateroom, freshen up, have a shower, go and have a drink if you want to, go and see a live show, go and have dinner. So there's lots of venues throughout the ship. You're not all kind of squashed into the one space.
And so I'm just putting my travel agent hat back on from many moons ago.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I remember my clients always saying was that because there's so much food and alcohol and they constantly feel like they're eating, they feel like they're just going to go on these cruises and get fat. But of course there are gyms on board and there are...
It is there, it is tempting.
Yeah.
But we do have an amazing gym and that's all included as well. So we have people that will get up at 6 o'clock and you'll see them on the treadmill. That's not me, I would rather be sleeping in. And we also have
by 10 o'clock.
That's correct, just to start the day quietly.
Yeah.
And we do have a running track on the top deck as well, so if you don't want to be inside in the air conditioning, you can just run around the top deck, just loop and loop and loop.
Sounds fantastic.
I think we need to do the next early live from a cruise ship.
I think that's a
I think
great
that's
idea. Yeah.
I would suggest we be lying on lounges, having cocktails, as opposed to going to the gym.
I agree.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. Can you hook us up? Or?
Oh, absolutely. No worries. I'll speak to my good friend, Mr. McCormack.
Okay, wonderful. Now, I'm just going to go to a quick question from one of our viewers. So, Soma Mansfield asks, hi there, can you please tell me where I can find the Singapore deal details? So, Tom?
Tomorrow. So the campaign goes live tomorrow, probably around 4 p.m. on luxuryescapes.com. So all the details will be there. It's $3,000, 7 nights. The best Singapore deal ever.
Okay, and if they're not already a member, they should log on to our website, join the membership, so that way they get regular...
Yeah, absolutely. Or Facebook, it'll be posted on Facebook as well. So yeah, if you're not a member, jump on board, sign in, log in, and off you go.
Wonderful.
LA Live bringing you world-exclusive campaigns.
Yeah.
For tomorrow and join Luxury Escape to have access to that amazing deal and an amazing cruise by That's Cruises and the South Seas. So again, I think we're done for another episode.
Yeah.
If you do have any more questions, feel free to send them through. But I think, it's a great episode. Thanks so much for joining. From our guests as well, Sarah, LittleMissMelbourne and Cameron, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Cheers. My pleasure. Thank
Tom,
you.
thank you very much for the Bloody Marys.
My pleasure.
That you didn't drink.
I do actually love a Bloody Mary, I must say.
Extra spicy?
Pre and post, nice.
Any time of day.
Extra spicy.
We don't need an excuse.
And I need to go to Singapore because if it is that real Asian fusion spicy one, that's right up my alley. That one. So,
wonderful.
Sonia, again, as always, thank you very much for being a host on the show.
Thank you, Trey.
And we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Stay sassy.